There is a voice inside you, a voice older than fear, stronger than doubt, deeper than the noise that surrounds you every day. It is the voice that whispers, even when the world shouts, "You were meant for more." You can drown it out. You can cover it with distraction, bury it under excuses, silence it with comfort. But it never dies, because it is the truth of you, the unedited, unapologetic, raw truth. You were not made to be ordinary. You were not designed for a life of small dreams and broken promises to yourself. You were not created to fade quietly into the background, living on scraps of hope while your heart starves for meaning. You were born to create, to conquer, to build, to rise. Inside you is the same fire that burned in every giant who ever walked this earth. The same stubborn, unreasonable spirit that drove Edison to chase the light, that drove Lincoln to hold a broken nation together, that drove Carnegie to rise from nothing to become the architect of an empire. The difference between those who leave footprints on history and those who leave only whispers of regret is not luck. It is not talent. It is not timing. It is decision. The decision to act like you were meant for more. The decision to stop waiting for permission, to stop blaming circumstance, to stop begging for validation from a world that does not even know how to recognize greatness when it is still raw, still unseen, still unproven. You do not need the world's approval. You need your own courage. Understand this. There will never be a perfect time. There will never be a moment when the stars line up, the fears disappear, and the road ahead is paved with certainty. The dream is not waiting for conditions to be perfect. The dream is waiting for you to be bold. It is waiting for you to realize that the walls around you are not real. They are illusions built by fear, strengthened by hesitation, guarded by the lies you've been told about what's possible. Possibility bends to the relentless. Life bends to the defiant. History is shaped by those who dare to demand more from themselves when everyone else settles. And that fire, that boldness, begins with the simple, powerful decision to believe, I was meant for more, and I will act like it. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Because your dreams have an expiration date, and it is measured not in time, but in your willingness to act. Every day you delay is another day you train your mind to accept less than you deserve. Every excuse, every hesitation, every "I'll start next week" chisels away at the life you were born to live. Your mind is not a cage, it is a forge. Every thought you allow, every belief you repeat, every standard you set, you are either building chains around your potential or forging wings strong enough to lift you into a new world. Success is not some mysterious force reserved for the chosen few. It is the inevitable result of those who choose, relentlessly, defiantly, to pursue it with everything they are, no matter how many times they fall, no matter how many times they are laughed at, doubted, mocked, or told to stay small. The masses will tell you to be realistic. The masses will tell you to play it safe. The masses will offer you comfort and call it kindness. But remember, the masses do not write history. The masses do not build empires. The masses do not reach the stars. The builders, the dreamers, the relentless few who refuse to accept mediocrity, they are the ones who carve their names into the bones of this world and breathe. If there is still blood pumping through your veins, if there is still even a spark of hunger left inside your chest, then your time has not passed. Your window has not closed. Your shot has not been missed. But it will be if you keep living like you were made for less. You are not here to blend in. You are not here to apologize for your ambition. You are not here to water yourself down so that smaller minds can feel comfortable. You are here to become the full, uncontainable force you were born to be. You are here to test the limits of your strength, to discover the depth of your spirit, to stretch your soul so wide that fear itself cannot hold you. You are here to leave the earth better, richer, braver for having walked upon it. And none of it will happen by accident. It will happen because you chose it, because you woke up one day and said, enough shrinking, enough doubting, enough waiting. I will rise, I will fight, I will act like the champion I was born to be. Because the cost of your dreams is not money, it is not opportunity, it is not even talent. The cost of your dreams is courage, the courage to be laughed at, the courage to fall, the courage to rise again, bloody and bruised and brilliant, the courage to bet everything on yourself. And when you do, When you finally unleash the full force of who you are without apology, without hesitation, without fear, you will discover something incredible. You were always capable. You were always enough. You were always meant for more. The only thing missing was the belief, the decision, the action. The mind, your mind, that is the first kingdom you must conquer. Everything you will ever build, everything you will ever become, begins inside the walls of your own thinking. And the enemy is not out there. It is not the economy. It is not your past. It is not the critics, the doubters, the ones who abandoned you when you needed them most. The real battle is between your ears. It is fought in silence. Every morning when you wake up, every night when you stare at the ceiling, wondering if you have what it takes. You were not born with limits. You were taught them. You were taught to lower your voice, to temper your dreams, to seek permission from a world too afraid to chase its own greatness. But you are not a prisoner of that programming unless you choose to be. The first step to reclaiming your power is simple. Decide what you will believe. Believe in fear, and fear will shape your future. Believe in weakness, and weakness will run your life. Believe that you are meant for more, and that belief will pull you through every fire, every fall, every failure. You must program your mind for greatness, not once, not occasionally, relentlessly. Like a gardener ripping weeds from the soil, you must tear out every doubt that has been planted in you by others who settled. You must uproot every excuse. You must reject every lie that says you are too small, too broken, too late. Because if you do not plant the seeds of power in your mind, the weeds of mediocrity will grow by default. No mind is neutral. It is either moving you toward your destiny or slowly burying it. Henry Ford once said, "Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Your thinking becomes your reality. Your beliefs shape your results. Your mind is the architect of your future. Feed it possibility. Feed it vision. Feed it discipline. And watch as the world you once only imagined becomes the life you actually live. But thought alone is not enough. Faith without action is nothing but fantasy. Belief without effort is nothing but an empty wish. You must move. You must move boldly, urgently, consistently, even when fear screams, even when doubt clouds your eyes, even when failure stands grinning at the door. Action is the oxygen of dreams. Without it, they suffocate and die. You don't need to see the entire path. You don't need to have every answer. You don't need a guarantee. You need only to take the next step, the small one, the unseen one, the one that feels like it might not even matter. But it does. Because movement is momentum. Momentum is power, and power compounds. Every small victory adds another brick to the fortress you are building. Every disciplined action sharpens your mind like a sword. Every moment you move forward when it would be easier to stay still separates you from the herd who are still waiting for the perfect moment to arrive. Edison did not wait for perfection. He acted, failed, learned, and acted again, 10,000 times if that's what it took. Carnegie did not wait for someone to hand him success. He climbed, step by brutal step, fueled not by guarantees, but by grit. Oprah did not wait for someone to discover her worth. She decided she was already worthy, and moved with that certainty until the world had no choice but to agree. And you are no different. The fire inside you is not small. It has only been neglected. But embers, when fed with breath and effort, can ignite into an inferno. Breathe life into your dreams again. Feed them with action. Starve your fears with motion. Move, not because you are fearless, but because you are done letting fear dictate your future. You were meant for more. Act like it. Move like it. Speak like it. Think like it. Walk into every room with the unshakable knowledge that destiny is not something that happens to you. It is something you build with your own two hands. Let the world see the fire in your eyes. Let them feel the weight of your intention, not arrogance, not noise, but the quiet, unstoppable force of a soul that has decided, I will not leave this world with my potential still trapped inside me. You owe it to the dreams that kept you awake at night. You owe it to the child you used to be, the one who once believed anything was possible. You owe it to the future you, the one who is waiting, counting on you to be brave today. There is no cavalry coming. There is no secret shortcut. There is only you and the decision you make right now. Will you keep living like you were meant for less? Or will you finally rise like the giant you were created to become? Clarity is your weapon. When you know who you are, when you know what you want, when you see the life you are building in vivid, relentless detail, confusion cannot touch you. Most people are not defeated by failure. They are defeated by fog. They wander through life, chasing vague dreams with half-hearted effort, hoping someday the world will hand them clarity like a gift. But clarity is not given. It is seized. You must define it. You must shape it. You must etch it into your mind with the fire of your own desire. What do you want? Really want? Not what sounds good, not what looks impressive to others, not what earns the quick applause of the small-minded. What do you burn for? What life calls to your blood, stirs your soul, demands to be built through your hands? Get clear, get specific, write it down, speak it out loud. See it when you close your eyes at night, because the clearer your vision, the faster your feet will move toward it. A mind divided cannot conquer anything, but a mind unified around a singular purpose, that mind becomes unstoppable. Andrew Carnegie didn't just want to be rich. He wanted to build an empire of steel, to transform the world with the structures he imagined before a single building stood. Walt Disney didn't just want to create cartoons. He envisioned worlds, places no one else could see, and then, with relentless clarity, dragged those worlds from imagination into reality. You must do the same. See the invisible. Move toward it with everything you have. Refuse to let the fog of fear cloud your steps. Because here's the truth. Without a vision, you will be used by someone else's. Without a vision, you will be pulled into distractions, detours, and dead ends that were never meant for you. Vision is the anchor that holds you steady in storms. It is the compass that keeps your course true when everything else tempts you to drift. And once you have that clarity, once you know the life you are building, you must weld it to your spirit with the iron of purpose. Purpose is not just passion and flickers. Purpose burns. Purpose is what carries you through the days when motivation dies. It is what lifts you when your body aches, when the applause fades, when the rewards are still nowhere in sight. It is the inner vow you make to yourself and to something greater than yourself. I will not abandon this mission, no matter what. Purpose does not beg for convenience. It does not negotiate with comfort. It does not apologize for demanding everything from you. And it rewards you, not with ease, but with meaning. Not with shortcuts, but with significance. The man or woman with a purpose moves differently. They speak with conviction. They act with certainty. They endure what others will not, because they are fueled by a fire that cannot be extinguished by mere circumstance. When the world sees that fire, it cannot help but respond. Doors open, allies appear, opportunities emerge, not because it's magic, but because the world recognizes and respects the rare soul who knows exactly what they are here to do and is willing to give their life in service to that mission. But understand this, even with clarity and purpose, the road will not be smooth. You will be tested. You will be battered by storms you never saw coming. You will be knocked down, laughed at, misunderstood, betrayed, and in those moments, you must summon a deeper force, resilience. Resilience is not avoiding the fall. It is rising after the fall. It is laughing in the face of defeat, standing over your shattered plans and declaring, "Is that all you've got?" Every great soul has been broken and rebuilt stronger. Every titan you admire has walked through their own personal hell to reach the heights they now stand upon. Lincoln endured failure after failure, depression that threatened to consume him, betrayal by those he trusted most, and yet he rose. Edison stumbled in the darkness for years before the light finally broke through. They did not succeed because they were spared the struggle. They succeeded because they outlasted it. And so will you, if you refuse to mistake failure for finality. Adapt when necessary. Bend without breaking. Shift your strategy without surrendering your purpose. Success does not belong to the most rigid. It belongs to the most relentless. When one door closes, you do not sit and mourn. You build a new door. When one plan crumbles, you do not fold your hands and wait. You forge a better plan, stronger, smarter, sharper, from the lessons carved into your soul. The dream is alive as long as you are alive, and you are still breathing. The only thing standing between you and the life you were meant for is the depth of your resilience, the stubbornness of your belief, and the daily, disciplined actions you choose to take. regardless of how you feel, regardless of who believes in you, regardless of how long the road stretches before you. The victory is already written. The only question left is, will you stay in the fight long enough to claim it? You were meant for more, not by accident, not by coincidence, but by design. You were built for greatness, for impact, for legacy. Act like it. There will come a moment, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe years from now, when you stand at the edge of yourself. No more pretending, no more distractions, no more running, just you and the decision that will define you. You can step back into the shadows of fear. You can settle for the life the world offers, quiet and safe and slowly suffocating your soul. Or you can step forward into the unknown, into the fire, into the arena where greatness is forged. You can claim what has always been yours, but you must choose. No one can choose it for you. No one can walk this road on your behalf. The door to the life you dream about will not swing open for the timid. It opens for the bold, for the daring, for the ones who are willing to bet everything on the whisper inside them that says, you were meant for more. There will be days when your faith shakes. There will be nights when your dreams feel like a cruel joke. There will be moments when the world looks at you and sees nothing special. And you must move anyway. You must act anyway. You must believe anyway. Because greatness is not built in the moments of applause. It is built in the silent wars you fight inside yourself. It is built in the lonely hours when quitting would be easier, when compromise would be comfortable, when lowering your standards would seem wise. But you will not lower yourself to fit the smallness around you. You will not dilute your fire to warm the hands of the uncommitted. You will not betray the future calling your name just because the present feels hard. You will rise again and again and again, not perfectly, not without fear, but with a heart so stubborn, so full of purpose, that the mountains move because you refuse to bow. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too small. You are exactly what is needed, exactly as you are. If you will finally own it, there is a life calling you, a life of impact, a life of power, a life of meaning, a life that does not apologize for its ambition, a life that does not flinch in the face of difficulty, a life that stands tall among the ruins of excuses and builds something eternal. That life is yours if you choose it. If you wake up every day and declare with every breath you take, I was meant for more, and today I act like it. No more waiting, no more hiding, no more giving your power away. This is your time, this is your moment, this is your life. Seize it with both hands, fight for it with everything you have, protect it like the sacred flame that it is. And when the history of your life is written, let it not be said that you hesitated. Let it not be said that you faded quietly into the night. Let it be said that you stood tall, you fought bravely, you loved deeply, you dreamed wildly, and you lived fully. Let it be said that you did not just survive, you conquered. You were meant for more. Act like it. And if you feel that fire rising inside you, if you know you were called for something greater, subscribe now. Join the movement. Join the relentless few who will not settle, who will not shrink, who will not apologize for greatness. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and together we rise.